Transcript. Term 3. The environment can affect our lives in many different ways, and can even force us to become refugees. Climate change and natural disasters can destroy our habitat, making us leave the place we call home to go and live elsewhere. Today, I'd like to talk about environmental refugees and why this is a growing problem. It's a challenge to accurately work out how many environmental refugees there are, and how many we can expect in the future, but some say that changes to the environment may have forced as many as 20 million people to leave their homes in 2008. I've even heard that some experts claim that the number will increase to 50 million by 2050, a worrying figure. For those living in affected areas, their environment often becomes uninhabitable, leaving people little choice but to move. These movements can take place within a country or across international borders. It's hard to imagine how devastating it must be for people who are forced to move, especially to another country. Entire communities are often left desperately trying to work out what to do next and where to go. I've heard terrible stories of families being separated and belongings, which have taken a lifetime to collect, being lost forever. But it seems to me that while these people lose their homes, they possibly lose their culture along with them. Leaving your surroundings is so much more than simply leaving your home. Natural disasters, such as earthquakes or tsunamis, are responsible for a large percentage of environmental refugees. However, this movement is not necessarily permanent. In some cases, these short-term refugees are forced to relocate while the damage and destruction to their community is being repaired. Going on to climate change. As global warming gets worse, we will experience extreme weather conditions such as heavy rainfall and higher temperatures in some parts of the world are expected to lead to more droughts and desertification. Rising temperatures also cause ice caps to melt and sea levels to rise, so flooding is another problem that threatens several communities around the world. Those living in low-lying areas are likely to see their homes totally washed away and be left in search of somewhere new to live. Bangladesh is one example. I'd like to see wealthy countries get more involved. Unfortunately, the response from the international community has not been sufficient to deal with the size of the problem and the way things are heading. There is little we can do to stop natural disasters, but we can help to reduce global warming. As a priority, we must move away from our obsession with fossil fuels, the very thing that got us into this situation in the first place. But, to be honest, I'm doubtful the world will ever give them up willingly. A lot has been done to introduce alternative sources of energy into our lives. However, there are countries that still refuse to use them to any great extent.